Would you rather live in a world full of criminals or a world full of fools? Most people think criminals are the worst threat to society, but what if I told you that fools do more damage without even trying? Think about it. Criminals break the law and society punishes them, but fools, they make terrible decisions every day, affecting millions, yet they face no consequences. Some even get rewarded with power, influence, and respect. History proves this. Wars have been started by foolish leaders, economies have collapsed due to foolish policies, disasters have occurred because someone ignored obvious warnings, and the worst part? The people responsible weren't evil geniuses, they were just ordinary fools who had no idea what they were doing. So why are foolish people more dangerous than criminals, and how can you protect yourself from their mistakes before they ruin your life? Let's find out. The real difference: intent versus ignorance. Most people assume criminals are the biggest threat to society. After all, they steal, manipulate, and destroy. But there's one key difference: criminals act with intent. They have clear motives: money, power, revenge. Even when they break the law, they do it strategically. A bank robber doesn't set fire to the vault for no reason. He carefully plans his escape. A scammer doesn't expose himself unnecessarily. He works in the shadows. Criminals may be dangerous, but they are predictable. Foolish people, on the other hand, don't operate like this. A fool is unpredictable. He doesn't need a reason to create chaos. He does it without even realizing it. A fool presses the wrong button in a nuclear plant because he thought it was a light switch. A fool spreads false medical advice thinking he's helping, but ends up harming people. A fool votes for a completely unqualified leader just because of a catchy slogan. The problem? Unlike criminals, fools don't see themselves as dangerous. They think they're doing the right thing. They never stop. Criminals can be stopped with laws, police, and punishment. But how do you stop stupidity? That's why fools are an even greater danger than criminals. How foolishness destroys society. Foolishness isn't just an individual problem. It spreads like a virus, infecting entire systems. Politics, the economy, technology, even daily life. Nothing is safe from stupidity. A foolish politician can destroy a nation faster than an army of criminals. He might trigger conflict over a personal dispute. He might print excessive money, causing inflation and making everyone poor. He might ignore a deadly threat because he doesn't understand the consequences. The worst part? Fools don't learn. A criminal may regret his crime when caught. A fool never realizes he did anything wrong. Foolishness has wrecked economies too. Many financial crises happened not because of criminals, but because of people making reckless decisions, ignoring risks, and following the crowd blindly. Criminals steal money, fools burn down the entire system. And this isn't just about governments and big corporations. Foolishness is everywhere. People sharing fake news without fact-checking, parents believing dangerous myths about health and harming their own kids, drivers causing accidents because they refuse to follow basic rules. Unlike crime, foolishness doesn't need an evil mastermind. It only needs people who refuse to think. But foolishness doesn't just stay in one place. It spreads, infecting more people, making it even harder to stop. How foolishness spreads like a disease. Foolishness is contagious. It doesn't just stay with one person, it spreads, infecting entire groups, societies, and even future generations. Think about it. When one fool believes something ridiculous, it's just ignorance. But when millions believe it, it becomes common sense. How does this happen? 1. The blind leading the blind. Fools don't just make bad choices, they influence others to follow them. A single person spreading misinformation might seem harmless, but when that misinformation gets repeated enough times, people start believing it. This is how dangerous ideas go mainstream. People spread misleading health claims without any real evidence. Others repeat it. Someone spreads, "This investment will make you rich overnight." Millions fall for it and lose their savings. A foolish leader encourages reckless behavior and before you know it, causing widespread problems. The result? A chain reaction of stupidity. 2. Fools are loud, smart people are quiet. Another reason foolishness spreads is that fools shout the loudest. They repeat their nonsense over and over until it drowns out reason. Meanwhile, intelligent people often stay silent, either because they're outnumbered or they don't want to argue. That's why social media is filled with fake news, outrageous claims, and absurd trends. The loudest voices aren't the smartest ones, they're just the most persistent. 3. Emotion over logic. Foolish ideas spread because they feel good, not because they're true. Get rich quick sounds better than work hard and be patient. Blame someone else for your problems is easier than taking responsibility. Fools latch onto these ideas because they're comforting, and they pass them on without ever questioning them. The result? A world where foolishness becomes the norm and intelligence gets ignored. So if foolishness spreads so easily, can we stop it? Unfortunately, history proves otherwise. Why foolishness can never be fixed. Most people believe that education, laws, or awareness can reduce foolishness. But history proves otherwise. No matter how advanced we become, foolishness always finds a way to thrive. 1. Intelligence doesn't stop foolishness. Many assume that fools are just uneducated, but even the most intelligent people can act foolishly. Highly educated leaders have made catastrophic decisions, ignoring expert advice. Scientists and engineers have built dangerous technologies without thinking of consequences. Wealthy investors have lost everything by blindly following trends. A degree doesn't protect against foolishness. Even geniuses can be fools when they let ego, bias, or overconfidence take control. 2. Fools don't know they're fools. The biggest problem? Fools believe they're smart. A fool never questions himself. He thinks he's right no matter what. He rejects advice, ignores warnings, and doubles down on his mistakes. He spreads misinformation, convinced he's helping. Criminals at least know they're breaking the rules. A fool believes he's saving the world while ruining it. 3. Foolishness scales faster than intelligence. Logic and reason take effort. Foolishness spreads effortlessly. False information spreads rapidly, often faster than facts. One fool can mislead millions through social media. People follow emotions, not facts, making foolish ideas more popular than rational ones. It's easier to repeat nonsense than to think critically. That's why foolishness keeps winning. The scariest part? Fools don't just exist, they rule. Why foolish people hold more power than criminals. Many assume that intelligence rises to the top, but in reality, fools often gain more power than criminals or even wise individuals. Here's why. 1. They are the majority. Smart people are a minority, criminals are an even smaller group, but fools exist everywhere, in every class, every industry, and every government. Democracy rewards numbers, not wisdom. If the majority is foolish, they will vote for foolish leaders. Media spreads stupidity faster than intelligence. People don't want complex truths, they want simple, emotional stories. Companies market to the lowest common denominator. Products that appeal to foolishness often sell better than those that require thought. Foolishness scales faster than intelligence. 2. They influence smart people. Even intelligent people aren't immune to stupidity. Many experts feel pressured to simplify their work to please the masses. Scientists struggle to fight misinformation that spreads faster than facts. Smart people are outnumbered and often ignored. Fools don't just exist in power, they shape what power looks like. 3. They are unstoppable. A criminal can be arrested, a dictator can be overthrown. But foolishness? You can't punish someone for believing dumb things. You can't control a mob that doesn't know it's wrong. You can't stop someone who thinks they're doing the right thing. This is why fools hold more power than criminals. They don't need to break the law, they shape it. How to protect yourself from the damage caused by fools. If fools are unavoidable, does that mean we're doomed? Not quite. You can't fix them, but you can protect yourself. 1. Identify foolish people quickly. Not all fools are easy to spot. Some sound confident, influential, or even intelligent, but they share key traits. They speak more than they listen. Fools love the sound of their own voice. They reject evidence. If facts contradict their beliefs, they ignore the facts. They thrive on emotions, not logic. They get easily offended, make impulsive choices, and love drama. They have strong opinions on everything, even when they know nothing about the topic. The faster you recognize these traits, the less likely you are to be influenced by foolish people. 2. Avoid debating fools. Arguing with a fool is like playing chess with a pigeon. It doesn't matter how good you are, the pigeon will just knock over the pieces and strut around like it won. Fools don't care about truth, only about winning the argument. They argue emotionally and often ignore logic. Engaging with them only drains your energy and achieves nothing. Instead of debating fools, silence and distance are your best weapons. 3. Protect yourself from foolish influence. Fools control much of society, from politics to media to entertainment. They shape opinions, trends, and decisions. To avoid being influenced, question everything. Don't accept popular opinions without thinking critically. Limit exposure. If certain media, groups, or influencers constantly push foolish ideas, cut them out. Surround yourself with smart people. Intelligence spreads just like foolishness. Stupidity is contagious. If you spend too much time around fools, you will start thinking like them. Conclusion: why absolute awareness is the only escape. Foolish people are not just an inconvenience, they are a force of destruction that operates without limits. Unlike criminals, whose harm is intentional and often predictable, fools damage society in ways that are random, large-scale, and irreversible. This is why awareness is the only escape. You cannot fix foolishness, but you can avoid its trap. You cannot educate a fool, but you can outthink them. You cannot eliminate stupidity, but you can build immunity against it. The key is to stay fully aware, question everything, and never let foolishness infect your mind.